dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to SST Lab. My name is Arif and today is our first lecture with the Python. In this lecture, we will get the introduction to Python and we will discuss that what is Python, why to use Python and what is the difference between Python and other programming languages.
मज़ीद वीडियोस देखने के लिए हमारे चैनल SST लैब को सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल आइकन को दबाना मत भूलिएगा ताकि आपको हमारी नई आने वाली वीडियोस का नोटिफिकेशन बर वक्त मिलता रहे।
So let's start. First of all, basic overview of the Python. So Python is a popular programming language. It was created by Kaido van Rosen and released in 1991. It is used for you will use the Python for the web development, especially for the server-side programming, as you use the PHP language in the server-side programming in the web development. So you can use Python as a server-side programming language. You can use Python as a software development. You can use the Python to create and develop different software, different desktop applications like Word, Excel, PowerPoint and other desktop applications that you use in your day-to-day life. So you can use Python for creating those type of software. You can use Python for the complex and wide range mathematical problems. You can use Python to solve the mathematical problems. So system scripting, you can use to write system script in the Python. What can Python do? Python can be used on a server to create web application. As we have discussed earlier that you can use the Python to work on the server side programming using when you are creating and development web applications. Python can be used alongside software to create workflow. So you can use develop different software in the Python language. Python can connect to database system. It can also read and modify files. If you are working on the databases, so you can use Python to make connection with the databases. You can use DDL and DML, data definition language and data manipulation languages to control your database. You can read files, read data from the databases, and you can also modify the files from the databases. So it will be very easy task to control your database using Python. Python can be used to handle big data and perform complex mathematics, as we have discussed in the last slide that you can use Python to handle big data problems and to perform, to control, to calculate, to solve different and big mathematical problems and complex problems. You can also use Python. Python can be used for rapid prototyping or for production ready software development. You can use Python to create prototype of your system, of your software, or you can create and develop a complete software in the Python. Python works on different platforms. You can use Python, either you are a Windows user, either you are a Mac user, either you are a Linux user or any other platform. So you can work on different platforms using single language that is called Python. Python has a simple syntax similar to the English language. It is a very big advantage of the Python that syntax of the Python is similar to English language. For example, I put an example here to show you that a syntax of the Python is similar to English language. For example, you write a variable, define a variable int a in the Java or C++ language, but in Python you don't need to write the type of the variable like int. You will not write int, you will just write a and assign a value. So Python compiler will automatically know what will be the type of that variable according to the value of that variable. If you are assigning 10 to the a, so the type of the variable a will be integer. If you are assigning 10.5 to the a, so the type of the variable a will be double or float, because its value is double or float. So Python has syntax that allow developer to write programs with fewer lines than some other programming language. With this advantage that this language is near to English language, so you can solve your problem with few statements. So you don't need to write complex code. It will be very easy to learn to write few lines to solve your problems. Python runs on any interpreter system, meaning that code can be executed as soon as it is written. So when you will write the code in the Python, so it will be interpreted as you are writing it. So it will be very easy to quickly know the errors or any type of mismatching of the code, so you will solve your code problem very easily. This means that prototyping can be very quick, mean that you will easily solve your coding problems. Python can be treated in a procedural way, an object-oriented way, or a functional way. So you can use different techniques in a single language to solve your problem. If you are an object-oriented programmer, you can use object-oriented programming techniques in the Python or procedural way, or you can also use the functional way as you want to do. So Python deals all type of these techniques, either it is procedural, either it is object-oriented, or it is functional. Python syntax compared to other programming languages. So here we will compare the techniques used in the Python and used in the other programming language. So Python was designed for readability and has some similarities to the English language with influence from mathematics. So because Python is specially designed to solve big mathematical problems and big problems, so it is very easy to learn because it is near to English. Many complexities that are in C++ or Java are removed from the Python. So if you know English, you can easily learn Python as compared to other languages like Java and C++. Python uses new lines to complete a command. If your statement, if you have worked with the C++, Java or any other programming language, when our one statement ends, we end a statement with the semicolon, or we use parentheses or curly brackets to control the scope of that statement, scope of that code block. But in the Python, you use new line. For example, if you are writing a statement and you want to use another statement, so when you have to start other statement on the new line. In a single line you can't use different statement. So in this way your code readability is very easy. On each line there is new Python statement, so your code will be short and error will be minimized and readability will be increased. Python relies on indentation. It is very big practice in Python, or you can say that a big advantage of the Python, that in the Python if code is not indented, then you will get error. Your code will work and run only and only if it is indented. Indentation means that if something like you use if statement, so in Java or C++ you use curly brackets to make the body of the if statement, but in Python you don't use the curly brackets, just you have to write the if statement and then as a body, if you want to write the code in the if statement body, so you have to indent it one tab after the if statement. So in Python you don't need to use curly braces or any other type of body making symbols, such as the scope of loop, functions and classes. Other programming languages often use curly bracket, as I have mentioned earlier that in Python you don't use curly braces or other type of techniques, but in Python you use only indentation to control the body or the scope of the loops, if, functions, classes, etc. This was all about the introduction to the Python. I hope you have learned and you have compared your Python with the other language. In the next lecture we will learn how to install and on the system, how to install Python language on your system, how to configure your system on the Python, and how to start your first program with your Python, and you will also learn that how to compile, how to remove errors in your Python program. So I hope you have understand it carefully. We will meet in the next lecture. Till then, Allah Hafiz.